Hello, my loves. This is Georgia Ashara here. Welcome. I am a spiritual cosmic guide, assisting those who wish to raise humanity's consciousness, and of course, helping everybody embody their codes and their wisdom so that we can live in our divinity in this life, like angelic celestial beings walking the earth. So, welcome. And today I'm going to be talking about light codes and our sensual nature and how these two go hand in hand, because if any of you have been following me for quite some time, I've mostly just talked about light language and light codes and healing with this modality. And then I've been on my own inner journey with my sexual life force, healing my womb and healing my relationship with my sexual energy, because it was very much coming through and coming forward, but it was very much coming from a space of almost being scared to share this because of the whole witch wound thing that I'm sure some of you will be familiar with if you're tapped into some of your other lifetimes, and really wanting to protect myself, from what had been experienced in other lifetimes, being a female-bodied woman who, has this energy moving through her. But, I really feel that the reason that all these codes are coming in, the reason that people are like moving their hands and creating codes and mudras and making all these sounds is because of Shakti. Shakti meaning the feminine energy in Sanskrit. Is rising up within people, and it's being witnessed by Shiva, the masculine energy. It's like I feel like divine consciousness is in full witnessing within this beautiful life force within us. It's all rising. It's rising within the earth. The sun is witnessing this divine mother earth that we're on, and I feel like she's having her own ecstatic awakening and enlivening energy is just bursting through her more and more and more. I'm not saying it wasn't, but it's getting more. It's like I see this energy just like spiraling through her, and there are certain energy points in the world that are just going crazy right now because she's just she's opening, she's surrendering, into her bliss, into her truth, into her beauty, and she's really going for it. And that's happening through many of us, and we're being reminded to awaken this from those times. We're healing the times where women were killed and burned and destroyed and annihilated for having this incredible power so forcefully bursting through their cells, being these creator beings that we are. And so I just want to show you some codes that I have got here. This is a little drawing that I've driven quite some time ago. How do you get it into focus? There we go. There we go. How do they do that? I'm not good with all cameras, guys. So here we just have some energy medicine that came through God knows when. This is just sitting on my side, but it's got a few codes here. You can see in here. Let's get it back in focus. And this is when we're connecting. This one for me is really like, I'm bringing this one in, it's like really connecting to the earth, these earthly energies, connecting to the directions, and it feels like this energy surges through me, and it's just like this impulse, and I start to create the codes, and I feel like these codes are codes that symbolize the fabrics of creation. This is like when we look at this information, we are looking at something so beyond our human perspective of what we are, and this is like this information that downloads through us, that we can just get this remembering and sensing and understanding, but not like when you read a book. It's not like reading a book and a book tells you step by step from the mind of how the universe works and what the universe is doing. It's not like that. This is telling you how you work, how the universe works, how all of creation is at play through these codes, through these symbols and information. And there's lots of different forms and symbols of information. So here This is actually my womb energy drawing that I've drawn. Again, a very orgasmic experience drawing this. It was like all this energy was like pouring through me. I was in this beautiful ecstasy, and this is the code that came through. It's like pouring in that creative life force energy into the artwork, and it's coming from not just like a mind place of like, oh, I want to draw a horse, and I want to draw a cat and some flowers and draw my little pretty house because that's what I see in this reality. No, I'm in oneness with my divinity, within source, within these codes, and start streaming through me, and they then pour out into the page. Okay, because it's like, this is something that is like so greater than my mind could perceive, so it comes out, and then I'm amazed because it's like beyond the thoughts that are in this realm already. So it's bringing in new thought forms as well, divine aligned thought forms, angelic celestial frequencies, cosmic frequencies from different dimensions and planes of reality. If you think about if we think about, we're going to go there, we're going to go thinking about Elohim, this, or whatever you want to call it, the creator beings who created this universe. When they want to create a new reality, a new fabric of information, a new song, new sounds, new ways of being, they do it through us. They sound them through us. They draw them through us. That is what is happening. And yes, that is what is happening. So this is where this information is coming from. So when we're really, really opening ourselves to the trust of our divine life force and letting our divine life force be the creative energy, rather than deriving from kind of like the old energy that we're just like picking up from what's here, what's already here, what can I grab and create from what's already in my periphery. No, I'm surrendering to something much greater than myself, and then that's what comes about. Okay, so I just really wanted to share that and give you maybe a little pointer of how you can do that. If you're thinking, okay, that sounds great, but I don't know how I'm going to do that. I mean, for one, this is really like my whole mentorship is really about this. This is what I do in my mentorships is help people to go into their life force energy and open to more life force energy and become more in their creator energy. And we do code symbols and drawings and stuff together, and I also draw them for people so that they have a symbol, they have an information with codes that then they can work with. There's loads of different modalities and practices to activate that, which then enable, because we are beings that can go, oh wow, that just downlight, I feel really inspired to draw myself, and then sometimes the symbols and the codes start coming through just through looking, just through doing the activation practices with the mandala. So it's quite powerful. But if you want to just do this right now, doing something, I invite you to tap into some way that really suits you to tap into that life force energy. So like looking at how do you evoke and activate your essential life force. Create a ceremony, a sacred space to do that. So really call in your guides, light candles, put crystals out, set the tone that this is a sacred space for you to open in this way. Having pens, paper around you. Go into meditation, go into a moving meditation, or movement with dance if that's your jam, or finding something else that you can do that, massaging yourself, really opening up your meridians through touching your body, stroking your body, finding the different textures and sensations and feelings that you like to gain when you touch your body. Some people like really light stroking, some people need something more firm and gripping, and that's really more opening and activating for their sensual energy. Doing something very primal, you can go and be a bit more primal, going into the woods, or just even in your house, just put some primal music on and start roaring and growling and being like an animal, and seeing if that sort of stirs anything up for you. whatever it is, okay, you find that thing first of all. Okay, I can't speak or channel for each individual what that thing might be, because that's kind of what I would do with a one-to-one person. And I'm sure there'll be many of you watching this, so go and explore. But then get the pens, get the paper, and just flow. Just let it flow. Maybe it's not the art today. Maybe you need to put a recorder on and do some sounds and see what sounds want to come through and what kind of emerges, you know? It could be something like that. It could just be that you're doing your hands and your movement, but it's always good to have it like a record. So this is why I'm saying about the art being a record of this information, because you can look at it and then it's in a mirror back to you. It's like it's showing you what's already internally there, and then it's a reflection back to you, which then allows you to kind of go, oh, I am those codes, I am that information. Same with the sounds, listen back to the sounds. It's activating and it's opening within your cellular memory. Our bone marrow is like crystalline, our water is like crystalline. There's so much of us that's actually crystalline, piezoelectric. So by listening to the sounds, we actually activate that, because the sound frequencies that we make with our voice then reverberate back within us. That's why when I make the sound meditations, I always make sure that I'm using like 4, 3, 2, 5, 2, 8, obviously my favorite, and 3, 6, 9 is one of my favorites as well. 4, 17, like these are the kind of numbers that I would use as my background meditation music. And then the light language coding that comes in as well, just as sound frequency vibrational patterns that are coming from the cosmos, coming from the divine, star being, galactics, coming in from nature. I really I tap in especially a lot with the different animal beings on this planet, with bees and with birds and things like this, because they're actually also, and the whales, yes, and because they also tap in to something much greater than themselves as well. They are also conduits of the divine, and they're emanating certain sound frequencies that help to keep this alive. What we're creating, what we've got going on here, is all about the sound, the patterns. Is all creating the sound and light is what's creating our reality. So they're not just doing it for the sake of it. They're not even just doing it for mating. They're actually doing it because they're also playing a part in the creation of this reality through their sounds. And that's why it's so good to listen to nature when you're out there, because you're also getting the codes as well, like pure codes, especially those whale codes and those bird codes. Oh my goodness. If you ever listen to a bee, it just rings through and vibrates through your body. Even the bees, even the flies, I find them a little bit too much in my energy field because they're so erratic, but but they are still sort of like doing their thing, okay? So I invite you to tap into those sounds and see if you can let any of those sounds come through you, sounds of nature, because then you really also start to connect in with nature as well through that. So yeah, I hope that's been helpful and some information that's sort of sparked some inspiration for you to start creating, start becoming a creator of this energy in your life, to reclaim and restore your crystalline consciousness, your DNA, your life force, and this beautiful central nature of being one with creation. And if you really want to explore more with light codes, then I definitely suggest and invite you into the I Am membership that's on my website, which we have all the light codes and meditations on there. Or you can also book a discovery call and see if you'd like to work one-on-one and go much deeper into your central nature, and to work with the codes in your life force, and yeah, just be really in tune with yourself. So yeah, enjoy this video, everybody. If you really liked it and you feel that it resonates and may resonate with other people, then please share on, let other people know. so they can reap the benefits as well. And yeah, I'll see you all next time. See you then. Bye for now.